Welcome back to Module 6, and now we're going to start talking about flushing out the excess weight. So in this part of the tune-up, we're going to start flushing out your cooling system. And so this is one of the things that you may not be aware of. You're actually eating a diet that is very much water deprived. And what I mean by that, your diet naturally is dehydrating. It is not replenishing the water. And if you're like most people, you're most likely drinking a lot of sodas, fruit drinks, and things like that. So you're never replenishing your water each and every day. So before we get into the actual training, let's go ahead and switch into neutral. You know how we do it. 3 breaths in, hold it for 3 seconds, and we're going to release for 6, and we're going to do that for 3 times. So let's go ahead and switch into neutral. One more time. And last time. Now, one of the things, let me talk about this while you're doing it, after you finish your super breath, and great job for doing it, switching into neutral. So what the super breath, one of the things you want to look for is you want to see your diaphragm expanding as you're breathing in. So you want to see that your shoulders are going back and your stomach is going out. This is a properly deep breath. Now, one of the reasons why we do the super breaths, and I didn't want to talk about it with the O2 sensors, I want to talk about it in the beginning of this, is because the super breaths is putting a lot of oxygen in your body. On average, the average person takes about 40 to 70 breaths a minute. And if you want to, one of the things that science have shown that if you want people with really optimal health can do less than 7 breaths a minute. So think about that, going from 40 to 70 breaths, short breaths, to 7 deep, long breaths in a minute. And so this is what the supercharger is doing. It's slowing down your breathing. It's taking you out of that autopilot pattern of you're just taking all these breaths. And what I mean by that, you may be breathing like this and you don't notice it. Because you're breathing on autopilot, and remember, this is why we're disengaging. And as you can see, Boris in the back there trying to figure out how to get to the neighbors. He's so crazy. And so the purpose of that is to get you to start breathing deep, long breaths and starting to engage your diaphragm. Most of us don't engage our diaphragm with breathing because how many of us are doing choir lessons? How many of us are playing an instrument? All these things are very important, and it takes your diaphragm to breathe in correctly. So that is why we do the super breaths, and that's how that's neutralizing you. If you start seeing that, you may even feel a little lightheaded sometimes as you're taking in these deep breaths. That's all that oxygen rushing to you. Your body isn't used to getting all that oxygen, so get that oxygen in. This is the beauty of it. And if you notice, as you release your body, all that stress just start coming away. And so this is the beauty about doing the super breaths. And like I say, use this in every part of your life. Even when to bless my meals, I do super breaths. I do 3 super breaths, and I bless my meals each and every time. And I do it when I'm in stressful situations. And also I'm doing it when I'm just driving around the city, because sometimes here, the city is, the driving here is crazy. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. And so what you want to do is start actually eating a more water-rich diet. And what I mean by that is, think about this. What is going to give you more water? Something that is actually growing, that is alive, that needs water to still sustain itself, or something that has been killed and dead already? And I really want to say this because it is not to be graphic or to shock you, but we have to understand what animal protein, animal products is for what they are. And so the thing is, we're eating dead content. We're eating something that has been dead. That's something that's not alive, something that doesn't need water to survive. So we're eating a water deficient diet naturally because we're not eating live foods. And most of us think we eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, but here's the thing. The average American, about 5% of Americans eat fruits and vegetables. Now, 95% of that 5% of fruits and vegetables come from, drum roll please, McDonald's French fries. So the 5% of people in America that are getting fruits and vegetables in, 95% of that is coming from McDonald's French fries. And here's the catch. McDonald's French fries are fried in beef oil. So you're not even getting any just straight fruits and straight vegetable from it. And This is what a lot of people don't understand, and this is the detriment that our diets have been doing. This is why the standard American diet is not the optimal living diet, because it is not telling us all the ways we're being deficient in our diet, and especially when it comes to water rich. So think about this. If our bodies are compromised of around 70% of water, and we don't drink water in each and every day, we get less than 20 to 30% of our water intake in a day, how would our body ever be hydrated properly? And we've all been told hydration is key, hydration is key. But they're telling us how we need to hydrate, and then they're feeding us all of these commercials about soda. And speaking of soda, and this shows you how, I don't want to use the word corrupt, but I'm just going to say corrupt. This shows you how corrupt the science is and how biased it is when it comes to money and donors. There was 119 studies done on soda. And of 119 studies done on soda, how many do you believe showed that soda had some harm to your health? Just let me know. Just think of a number. If you said 0, you are correct. Now, we all can agree drinking soda is not good for us. We all can agree that drinking soda in large amounts can be detriment to our health. We can all agree drinking a chemical soup is not the ideal way of being hydrated. If we really want to be hydrated, we need to drink water. And so no one's going to tell you this study because shit, water is pretty much free. Like, you can get water out of your tap. You can go buy a good filter and have very great water, better than any bottled water you can find in the store. And I'm not even talking about spending a lot of money on a filter. Like, this is the key. The things that are actually helpful and healthful for us are the things that don't cost a lot of money. These things are really inexpensive when you think about it, but because we're told, oh, we need to drink this bottled water. Oh, this is actual mineral water. Oh, this is the best water to drink. And it's all lies. Like, here's the thing, and I don't know if you know this about water, bottled water specifically. Bottled water isn't what we think it is. Bottled water is manufactured in a company that has a huge machine. And what these machines do, they actually throw in different minerals, different vitamins, and they make a different taste in water depending on what the company brand is. And the reason why I found this out is because when I was working at the post office, there was someone who worked at one of these companies, and they told me about it. And I was shocked. I was like, they saw me drinking a very specific brand of water all the time. And they was like, oh, we make that water. And I was like, what do you mean you make this water? This is natural spring water. And they was like, oh, no, you can just put that on there if you put in certain minerals and it gives this specific taste. It's like natural spring water. And so we can actually, it's legal to label it that. And I was like, holy shit. I was like mind blown. And from that day on, I stopped drinking all these expensive bottled waters. I stopped wasting money on all of these things. And I just bought filters. And so one of the things like here, one of the things I do, I drink water out of a glass bottle. This is with a crystal. The reason why I drink crystal water is because it's energized. Now, look, you do not have to do what I do. Please listen to me on that. Jason drinks crystal water doesn't mean you have to drink crystal water. And you don't have to buy a thing like that. You can still drink out of plastic, stuff like that, whatever you choose. But drinking the water is the most important. And if you're having a hard time of drinking water because you're maybe used to drinking more sweetie drinks, stuff like that, I want to just share some quick tips with you on how you can start getting more water in. Or if you have those kids who like a little bit of sweeter and they get real bored of just regular water each and every day. So one of the things you can do is you can start cutting up fruits and do really sweet fruits like orange, kiwi, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, things like that. Mango water is really good. Peach water, really good. And these are different things you can do and just put it in there with the kids. For the kids or for yourself, and it's going to help flavor the water. And another thing you can do is add different herbs such as mint. Mint water is one of the best tasting waters. If you never had fresh mint water, do some mint with lemon and cucumber. One of the best waters you would have. Very revitalizing, very good for the skin, very hydrating. But let's say okay, Jason, I don't really want to drink too much water. Then you can eat your water also. And I know I'm not talking about putting the water in in the freezer and making some ice cubes and you just cutting it up with a knife and fork. Water-rich foods. Water-rich foods are very important. So all of your fruits are water-rich foods. Grapes, mangoes, watermelon. Watermelon is one of the highest rich content foods in there. It's about 97% water. Melons, honeydews, those have about 90% water content. Cabbage, we're talking about broccoli. All of these contain 70 to 80% water-rich content. All your dark leafy greens, collards, spinach, Swiss chard, rainbow carrots. We're talking about beets. The list goes on and on. Brussels sprouts. There are tons of water-rich foods out there. Potatoes. Potato has a 70% water-rich content. No matter you're eating white potatoes, Russell potatoes, Hasselback potatoes, or even sweet potatoes, or if you getting the Japanese red potatoes. All of them have about 70% water content. And this is how you actually can start eating your water, by making good meals. What if I tell you can get in all your water content by eating some mashed potatoes, some roasted veggies, and a big pot of soup? Like, you're probably like, oh no, there ain't no way, Jason. But yes, if you make it with water-rich foods. And think about it. When was the last time of all the foods I just listed, you just ate all of those foods in one day for all your meals? The answer most likely is going to be never. And think about it. If you've never done that, or even if your answer is most likely never or very few, why would you expect the way you're eating is not the problem with your weight right now? Like, please listen to me on this. Like, we have to start understanding the principles of correlation. And I like to call it something called CPC, the common sense principle of correlation. If two things correlate, most likely than not, if you change that one thing, you would change the other thing. And so what I mean by that is, if you're naturally eating a water deficient diet and you're having issues with holding on weight, and losing weight isn't something that's coming easy for you, most likely than not, if we stop going from a water deficient diet to a water nutritious diet, you will start losing weight. Like, we have to understand that is what the CPC means, the common sense principle of correlation. Because as we start correlating these things as, okay, if I'm doing this and I'm getting this result, let me just change this. Does this change? And this is part of the success model, and it's just the way I've broken it down. I found a way to bypass a lot of the pain and struggle of the natural success model to get to your goals. And this is one of the ways. Focus on the goal, the actual action that you can change, and your goal has to change. And what I mean by that, think about it like this. Let's say you're in a car and you're racing. If you're going the wrong way, you never have a chance of winning. But if you go the right way and you're doing less than 10 miles an hour, you still have a chance of winning. Your opponent car may break down. Your opponent may just run out of gas. There's a lot of things that can happen to your opponent, but you're destined to reach your goal if you're going the right way. It's not about how fast you're going. It's about going the right way each and every time. And the way we're eating is wrong. We are going the wrong way in our eating. And as you've been seeing through these modules, one, we have been eating on autopilot. We have never disengaged it. The second one is we don't even understand our GPS, our food home. Like, if you don't have an understanding of the places where you're going to eat each and every day, how can you ever get a grasp of how to lose weight? Then you saw how we're also having issues where we're not grasping our O2 sensors. Like, we're not eating an oxygen, antioxidant rich diet. Our diet is naturally causing rust inside our body. And now you're seeing how the same foods that we're eating that's causing rust, the same foods that we're eating in our GPS home, those same foods that we're eating on autopilot because we're not disengaging from it, they're also causing us to be dehydrated because they are a water deficient diet also. So all of these things are correlating to the end goal of you do not want to be fat anymore. So to get rid of the fat, to get rid of the misery, the pain, the suffering of being overweight, you have to change your diet. And 80% of weight loss comes from lifestyle choices. So I hope you got some value from that. Your action step for today is I want you to just go and Google water-rich vegetables and just make a list of which ones by you, which are the ones that you like to eat. So like, if you like Brussels sprouts, eat Brussels sprouts. If you like white potatoes, eat white potatoes. If you prefer sweet potatoes, eat sweet potatoes. If you say, okay, Jason, I prefer to get all my water-rich foods from fruits, what fruits can you eat? And make a list of this. Go inside your supercharger, your tracker journal, your odometer. Remember your dashboard, the supercharger tracker journal, and write down the fruits and the vegetables that are water rich that you want to eat. So if you make sure you do this, and remember, this is action steps. I'm giving you these action steps because if you do this, once you start transitioning after you finish the training into the actual coaching part, where we're getting on the calls, you're getting in the hot seat, and we're analyzing your food home, we're analyzing your meals. This is going to make it a lot easier, and it's going to set you up for success. And I want you to be successful in this. Remember, you deserve to be healthy. You deserve to be able to be at the weight that you want to be at. You deserve to be skinny, damn it. Let's just say it. Like, so many times we don't want to say, oh, I deserve to be skinny. You deserve to be skinny, damn it. And the way you're going to be able to be skinny and get that what you deserve is by doing the action steps. Yes, it's going to take some work. Yes, it's going to be a little bit difficult at times, but do the action steps. I'm here to help you. You're not doing this alone. So I hope you got some value from this. Stay supercharged, and I will see you in the next module.